When you're about to enter college, your decision-making process begins. But this is very difficult because in order to make a good decision, you have to take in a lot of considerations like your perspectives, your hobbies, economical capability, etc. All these things are bound to impact on your reflection in order for you to come to a decision. And these influences are bound to us due to the way we were brought up. For example, for me, ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be an actor because I loved acting. I used to say, when I grow up, I want to be a famous actor, okay? And then that was like my dream goal for like 5 years. But then I discovered singing, which all of a sudden was attractive to me just because I got into the school's choir representative group. But then I was concerned because I still liked acting, but I also wanted to sing. So then, thanks to those two things, I discovered musical theater. So now my new dream was I want to be a professional musical actor. I want to make it to Broadway. Now go forward to high school, and then I discovered a new passion, international diplomacy simulations. And I was the best at my school in the UN simulation models. I loved representing the state. So now I wanted to be an ambassador and study international law. But wait, I also wanted to act and sing. What do I do? So that's when I started to look for universities that offer those two programs at the same time, and then I found the Tech of Monterrey. So thanks to that, up until I was going to enter college, I thought that all my passions and all my likes and hobbies had influenced my reflections and my decision making and have brought me to where I am today. And basically what I thought is that my interests had led me to where I am today. And a lot of people will agree with me. Hell, I still believe that statement is partly true, that your likes and hobbies and basically everything you've done in your life influence the decisions you make into the future. But why do I say it's partly true? You may ask. Well, it wasn't until I started doing research for this TED Talk that I found out that most decisions we make are already taken years before the time to we make that decision, or years before the time to make that decision comes. According to Professor John Dylan Haynes, most of our decisions are taken years before due to the complex brain connections that work unconsciously on our mind, on our brain. At first I was like, boo, there's no way, that's a bunch of baloney. But then as I researched more and more about decision making and the pressure many people have due to these decisions, especially students by the way, I started to reflect, maybe he has a point. I mean, acting was always my favorite hobby, but I didn't discover that passion until I was on acting lessons. And before that, I used to act and perform for my family on Christmas plays or whenever we gathered together, you know? And then I still like doing those things. And that was basically acting. So maybe acting was already my passion. And musical theater, well, I think that developed because my grandma did taught me that how to properly sing, you know? She taught me everything I know now about singing. And this was before I even got to the school choir. So I've always been a kid who has liked acting before he got into acting lessons and knew how to sing and liked singing before I got into the school choir. But then what about international diplomacy? Well, I've always been a kid who cares about people's well-being, and I've always wanted to give an opinion on all topics, especially complicated ones. I've never liked arguments, so I always want to solve them by trying to benefit all the people involved in it. So my passion for diplomatic debating might come from that perspective, because ever since I was a kid, I tried to solve everything the most diplomatic way, like that both parties can benefit. So then, after a long, deep reflection about this, this made me realize that not only is our unconscious thought making us take decisions, those decisions are taken long before we even realize that the answer is already on our heads. We already are biased on our opinions and solutions. Just to some things, just to clarify, not all things are we biased, just some things. But why? Because thoughts and perspectives can change on all humans. That's natural, that's our nature. So now, whenever I see someone struggle to make a decision, I ask them, what are your solutions? He answers me or she answers me, and then I ask them, and which one do you like the most? And after they answer me, I tell them, take a deep breath, calm down, and take the decision, your guts, because that's mostly how we call our normal decision making, your guts. Do what your guts are telling you to do. Because whether you like it or not, you may have already made that decision a long time ago. And you're just trying to justify yourself is bad because you might not believe in yourself. So don't worry if you make mistakes. That's what happens to all of us. It's part of being a human. So for closure, I would like to end by saying that whenever you have doubts of what decisions to make, analyze your options, question which one you think it's the best, and go for it. It's part of human nature. And even if you make mistakes, that's normal as well. Thank you.